Welcome to today's journey, where we're diving deep into the world of rare treasures, the top 4 most valuable Australian 50-cent coins that collectors dream about owning. These are not just everyday coins. They are historical gems, each with its own story, rarity, and mystery. From silver strikes to unique color shades and rare minting errors, these coins have skyrocketed in value, becoming powerful players in the coin collecting market. If you're a coin enthusiast, a history lover, or simply someone who admires the beauty and significance of Australian currency, this video is tailor-made for you. So buckle up, because what we're about to uncover may just change the way you look at the spare change in your pocket. The Australian 50-cent coin of 1901 to 2001 is not just a piece of metal, but a silent witness to a century of transformation, heritage, and legacy. Born out of the Federation celebrations, this coin stands as a marker of a nation's unity, progress, and resilience. To hold in your hand is like holding a slice of Australia's living history, a century compressed into a circular token. Its beauty lies not only in the design, but in the story it tells, the hidden meaning behind every line, crest, and engraving. When you first look at this coin, the copper shimmer catches the eye, reflecting the passage of time with a warmth that ordinary coins cannot carry. The 1901 to 2001 commemorative issue celebrated the centenary of Australia's Federation, an occasion too grand to be marked by words alone. The coin became the storyteller, preserving that milestone forever. Imagine the minting presses striking each coin, shaping metal into history, creating an object that would outlive generations and speak silently to the future. The front proudly bears the image of Queen Elizabeth II, linking the Federation back to the monarchy under which it was formed. Her portrait here is not just symbolic, but powerful. It bridges tradition and continuity, showing how Australia moved forward while still honoring its ties to crown. Each detail of her profile reminds collectors of both leadership and legacy. In copper tone, the coin gains a depth that turns it from mere currency into a relic glowing with significance. On the reverse, the Federation emblem is immortalized. Every curve and mark represents the states uniting as one nation in 1901. This isn't simply decorative artwork. It is a heartbeat of a young Australia becoming whole. To own such a coin in today's time is to hold the soul of Federation, a piece of national pride compressed into tangible metal. And when it survived in excellent condition, with the copper brilliance still alive, it transforms from a common coin into a treasure chest of history. Collectors across the world know that rarity is the foundation of value. The 1901 to 2001 Australian 50-cent coin is no ordinary issue. Though many were minted, only a handful survive in extraordinary condition, retaining their shine and integrity without falling victim to scratches, wear, or corrosion. And when you speak of the copper side, a variation or tone version, its uniqueness skyrockets. Every collector dreams of stumbling upon such an anomaly, because rarity coupled with condition is what creates staggering worth. Imagine for a moment you stumble across this coin in your collection or in your drawer. To the untrained eye, it might appear like any other 50-cent piece. But in the hands of a numismatic expert, its true potential is revealed. The details, the shine, the preserved artistry, all scream value beyond imagination. What seems like a simple coin suddenly transforms into a golden ticket, the kind that could rewrite your fortune overnight. The marketplace for coins thrives on dreams, history, and rarity. When such a commemorative coin comes to light, especially with a copper variant, collectors open their wallets like never before. The bids climb rapidly, each person desperate to own what others cannot. $1 million bidding war is not a fantasy in this scenario. It is a reality of how far passion and rarity can push human desire. Owning this coin is not just about possession. It is about prestige, about being the guardian of a piece that the rest of the world covets. And here lies the magic. The coin becomes more than a collector's item. It transforms into a key that could change your life in the blink of an eye. Imagine standing in an auction hall, the spotlight on your coin, the room buzzing with anticipation. Bids fly higher and higher. Your heartbeat races, and then, when the final hammer drops, your modest coin has turned into millions of dollars. Overnight, you have shifted from ordinary life into the realm of wealth and legacy. That is the kind of unimaginable power this coin holds. But beyond its financial worth, There is a deeper beauty in this coin. It connects the present to past, allowing us to feel the echoes of 1901 and the pride of 2001. It carries within it the fingerprints of the century, the struggles of a nation, the victories of its people, and the continuity of its monarchy. To call it a mere coin is an insult. It is a capsule of Australian history, condensed into copper brilliance. Every scratchless edge, every glowing line, and every sharp engraving is like a whisper from history saying, "Preserve me, for I am rare and I am valuable." Those who recognize its true worth do not see a 50-cent denomination. They see millions. They see a legacy. They see the chance to turn destiny in their favor. This coin is a fortune waiting quietly in the shadows until the right person uncovers its voice. Think about it. Millions of ordinary 50-cent coins pass through hands every single day, unnoticed and unvalued. But one coin, the rare 1901 to 2001 centenary edition in copper brilliance, changes the entire game. It reminds us that life-changing treasures often hide in plain sight, waiting for someone wise enough to notice. Such discoveries are not just about wealth. They are about awakening the dream that even something so small can carry immense power. What makes it more fascinating is how collectors speak about this coin in hushed tones, as if it were a legend, a secret whispered among the passionate few. They know that coins like this are not easily found, and when they appear, they vanish into private collections, rarely returning to the open market. The secrecy only fuels its mystique and its worth, because scarcity and desirability walk hand in hand. Owning the 1901 to 2001 Australian 50-cent coin in copper side condition is like holding lightning in a bottle. It's not just about the money, though the money is unimaginably high. It is about standing at the crossroads of history and fortune, holding something that carries the heartbeat of a nation and the promise of unimaginable wealth. Few treasures in this world offer both. This coin is one of them. And so, if such a coin rests in your hands, guard it well. Do not part with it lightly. Do not trade it away without knowing its worth. Because in a world where fortunes can take a lifetime to build, this small circle of copper-tone brilliance has the power to make you a billionaire overnight. It is a fortune changer, the destiny keeper, the silent miracle hiding in plain sight, waiting to turn its owner into a legend. Next up in the shimmering world of numismatics, there are coins that quietly rest in drawers, and then there are coins that thunder with power, prestige, and unimaginable fortune. The Australian 50-cent coin bearing the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II from the year 2002 is one of those pieces whispered about with reverence. To the casual eye, it may seem like any other half-dollar piece of metal, but in the hands of a true collector, it transforms into a golden ticket of destiny. This coin has earned a place in the tales of rarity because it carries far more than weight in metal. It carries weight in history. The year 2002 was not an ordinary year for Australia. It marked milestones in culture, sports, and national pride. But tucked quietly in that same year, the Royal Australian Mint issued a series of coins that would eventually rise in fame for their scarcity, brilliance, and subtle variations. Among them, the 50-cent coin shone brightest. Crafted in copper nickel yet appearing with shades of bronze and copper over time, these coins became objects of fascination. Collectors have argued for decades whether the copper side seen on some surviving coins was a minting anomaly, a striking error, or a natural chemical reaction. Yet, far from lowering its value, this uniqueness only multiplied its worth. Imagine holding this coin in your palm. The obverse side carries the ever-dignified portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, serene yet powerful, as though her gaze protects the coin itself. On the reverse, the Australian coat of arms proudly stretches, the kangaroo and emu forever frozen, in a stance of national pride. But when that faint copper glow glistens under the light, it becomes unlike any other 50-cent coin ever struck. That glow is what makes collectors pause, widen their eyes, and whisper, "This is the one." The coin's legend grows not just from its appearance, but from the mystery of its survival. In 2002, millions of coins circulated in ordinary wallets and cash registers. Most were spent, lost, or worn down by daily life. But a few, carefully preserved or accidentally untouched, have survived in pristine condition. These survivors are the keys to wealth. In good condition, with copper tones intact, They can command some that sound like fiction. What begins as a 50-cent piece in your pocket could transform into millions under the right spotlight of an auction. Part of what drives this coin's value is its unpredictability. Unlike mass-produced coins at flood markets, the 2002 copper-tinted 50 cent holds a reputation for being elusive. Collectors chase it with the same fever as treasure hunters chasing hidden gold. Every year, stories surface of lucky individuals discovering one tucked away in a box of old change, a forgotten keepsake from a grandparent, or even casually handed back as change in a small shop. Those moments of discovery ignite dreams of overnight fortune. The narrative of sudden transformation is what makes this coin almost mythical. Picture a person finding this piece and assuming it was just another coin. Later, when they learn its true worth, their life changes forever. From struggling to make ends meet to becoming a millionaire overnight. That is a fairy tale energy attached to the 2002 Australian 50-cent copper-side coin. It's a story of fortune knocking not once, but in the tiniest form, fitting neatly in the palm of your hand. Rarity is a heartbeat of all valuable coins, and in this case, rarity is coupled with beauty. The 2002 50 cent shines with a dual legacy. Its design rooted in history, and its mysterious copper tone granting it a magical aura. This rare blend makes it not just a coin, but a relic, a talisman of wealth and heritage. Owning one is like owning a piece of Australia's spirit, wrapped in metal that whispers of untold riches. Collectors who acquire this coin don't simply store it. They guard it like a crown jewel. Auction houses speak of it in hushed tones. Investors treat it like hidden treasure, and historians regard it as an artifact that bridges culture with economy. To many, it represents a possibility that an ordinary person could stumble upon extraordinary wealth. To hold this coin is to hold hope, a physical reminder that destiny can turn in an instant. One reason the coin achieves such astronomical prices is its perceived error quality. Mint errors, coins struck slightly off-center, coins with unusual metals, or coins with color variations, are among the most desired in numismatic circles. The copper sheen of the 2002 50 cent is believed by some to be such a minting anomaly. That alone elevates its value beyond normal circulation coins, making it a collector's prize. What others might mistake for tarnish, experts recognize as the fingerprint of rarity. Now think of this, millions of 50-cent coins clink through hands every single day. Yet, hidden among those millions, only a handful possess that rare copper glow, that mark of destiny. It's like a lottery where the ticket doesn't need to be bought. It may already be resting in your pocket, unnoticed, waiting for the day you realize its power. That sense of hidden fortune is what drives frenzy around the coin. In today's market, where collectors fight fiercely for the rarest coins, the 2002 copper-toned 50 cent can fetch unimaginable sums. Not just in the thousands or hundreds of thousands, but in whispered claims of millions, depending on condition and the madness of bidding wars. To those outside the world of coins, these numbers sound like fantasy. But to insiders, they know that when rarity meets desire, no price is too high. This is the kind of coin that can start bidding wars and ignite passions across continents. And here lies the secret truth. The coin is more than currency. It's a symbol that fortune favors the observant, the careful, the dreamers who look twice before spending change. Its worth lies not only in metal but in the possibility it carries. The possibility that an ordinary life can shift to extraordinary in one instant. When we speak of coins that can make you a billionaire overnight, this is a legend we refer to. The 2002 Australian 50 cent with its copper hue is a doorway. Step through it, and the entire trajectory of your life can alter. It is proof that history hides treasures, waiting to be revealed not in vaults, but in the most unassuming places. Your drawer, your purse, or even forgotten jar of change in your kitchen. So, if you hold such a coin, never underestimate it. Guard it with care, polish it with reverence, and remember the stories attached to it. It is not just a coin, it is a key that has unlocked untold wealth for a lucky few, and could yet do the same for you. For those who believe in fortune, this is the coin that embodies that belief, shimmering as though kissed by destiny itself. The legend of the 2002 Australian 50 cent coin continues to grow with every passing year. It has become more than an object. It is a tale told around collectors' tables, a dream whisper among treasure seekers, and a beacon for anyone who dares to believe in miracles. In the end, it reminds us of one eternal truth. Sometimes the smallest things in life hold the greatest power. And in this case, that power is a coin worth millions, carrying the face of a queen and the promise of new life. Next up, the story of the year 2000 Australian 50-cent coin is nothing less than legendary. To many, it looks like a regular piece of copper-nickel alloy, but hidden within this simple coin is the kind of fortune that can transform lives overnight. The coin belongs to a period that was itself extraordinary, the dawn of a new millennium. Every object minted in that year carried a certain symbolic weight, but the 50-cent coin, with its copper-side appearance and its condition preserved in good quality, has risen to become one of the most sought-after treasures in the numismatic world. When Queen Elizabeth II's portrait was struck on the obverse side of this coin in the year 2000, it represented more than just her monarchy. It captured a historical transition into a new century. The reverse, with the Australian coat of arms and its national symbols, sealed the coin with the country's pride. Yet, among millions of ordinary strikes, a select few carried magical variation. The copper tone look that set them apart from the rest. It is this subtle anomaly that elevates an everyday 50-cent piece into a priceless artifact. Collectors often describe this coin as ordinary at first glance, extraordinary at second look. That moment of realization is what gives it its mythical aura. Imagine you pull out an old wallet or search through a jar of forgotten change, and suddenly see a copper glint on a coin that should be silver gray. That single gleam has the power to stop time, to make your heart race, and to whisper to you, "This is not just a coin, this is your destiny." The reason this coin is so valuable is not simply because of its rarity, but because of its unpredictability. No one knows exactly how many of these copper-toned 2000 Australian 50-cent coins survive today. Some believe only a handful exist in pristine condition, their surfaces untouched by circulation. Others speculate that minting experiments or material mixtures created these special pieces by accident. Whatever the origin, one fact remains solid. These coins are unlike anything else of their era. The market value for such coins is where imagination collides with reality. Stories swirl collectors offering jaw-dropping sums, even millions, to secure ownership of a copper-toned 2000 50-cent coin in near-perfect condition. To outsiders, this may sound exaggerated, but within the feverish world of rare coins, no price is too high when history, rarity, and desire unite. Bidding wars ignite like wildfires, and the coin that once slipped unnoticed through everyday hands suddenly commands more wealth than entire houses. Owning this coin is not just a financial gain. It is a ticket into an exclusive realm. Auction houses and private collectors treat it like a crown jewel. The coin becomes more than metal. It becomes status, legacy, and even power. Whoever holds it is recognized as someone who possesses one of Australia's most elusive treasures. And in that recognition lies the thrill. The idea that one small coin could crown you with billionaire status in a single night. The copper-toned 2000 coin also carries with a whisper of mystery. Some believe its unusual appearance was a result of minting tests gone wrong, or perhaps a chemical reaction that occurred under rare conditions. But unlike other coins where imperfections decrease value, here the imperfection is the prize. The strange glow, the unusual tone, the slight deviation. These are the very qualities that make it shine brighter in the eyes of collectors. Consider this. Millions of 50-cent coins were minted in the year 2000, but only an incredibly rare fraction turned out with this distinctive aura. This makes it like a hidden diamond in a riverbed of stones. The probability of finding one is slim. Yet that slim chance is what keeps treasure hunters, coin enthusiasts, and ordinary people searching relentlessly through their pockets and drawers. The idea that unimaginable fortune could be waiting in your everyday change is a dream too strong to ignore. The legend surrounding the coin has grown with each passing year. Collectors tell tales of lucky individuals who found one without knowing its worth, only to discover later that they were sitting on a fortune. These stories create a chain reaction of excitement, fueling the belief that anyone could stumble upon their miracle. It becomes not just a coin, but a beacon of hope for ordinary lives seeking extraordinary transformation. What sets this coin apart from other rarities is the way it combines beauty with mystique. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II remains as regal as ever, yet paired with the unexpected copper shade. It looks almost as though the coin was kissed by fate. The kangaroo and emu on the coat of arms shine with renewed pride, as though guarding a national secret. The design itself is not unique, but the aura that surrounds it makes it timeless. In the world of numismatics, there is a hierarchy of value, and this coin sits on the throne. Few other Australian coins have stirred as much fascination, as much demand, and as much speculation as the 2000 copper-tone 50 cent. It is an artifact of wealth, a puzzle of history, and a magnet for dreamers. It teaches us that rarity is not always in grandeur, but sometimes in the smallest, most overlooked details. Think about how destiny works. While some spend their whole lives chasing fortune, others find it accidentally, hidden in a coin jar or tucked away in a forgotten drawer. The 2000 Australian 50 cent coin symbolizes this truth. It tells us that miracles don't always arrive in giant chests of treasure. They can be disguised as the smallest coin, one that carries a value beyond imagination. The reason people say this coin can make you a billionaire overnight is because of its unpredictable market surge. One day it might be valued in thousands, the next in millions, depending on collector demand. Its worth is not fixed like ordinary currency. It breathes, grows, and evolves with desire. This makes it both exciting and dangerous. For once you let it go cheaply, you may never get it back again. That is why experts warn, do not spend it lightly, for it has the power to change your fortune forever. As time marches on, the 2000 copper-tone 50 cent coin will only grow more legendary. Coins wear out, get lost, or vanish into private collections where they may never reappear. Scarcity will tighten its grip, and those who hold one will be regarded as guardians of history and fortune. Each passing year adds layers to its value, not just monetary, but symbolic. It becomes not just a coin, but a tale of destiny cast in metal. In the end, this coin stands as proof that history still hides treasures in plain sight. It is a reminder to look carefully at the ordinary, for within the ordinary often lies the extraordinary. The 2000 Australian 50 cent coin, copper tone and preserved, is not just an object. It is a story of fortune, fate, and faith. It is a spark that could ignite a new chapter in your life, the key that could unlock billionaire status, and the symbol of how even the smallest things can hold the greatest power. Next up in the fascinating world of coin collecting, some pieces stand out not only as currency, but as treasures that defy imagination. Among them, the 1977 Australian 50 cent coin bearing the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II has gained a near-mythical reputation. To the untrained eye, it might appear as an ordinary coin, just another piece of metal that once jingled to the pockets of everyday Australians. But for those who know its true history, especially the rare copper-tone variation, this coin is a symbol of wealth, destiny, and fortune waiting to be discovered. The year 1977 itself carried great significance for the Commonwealth and for Australia. It marked the silver jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II, celebrating 25 years since she ascended the throne. The nation was in a celebratory spirit, and coins struck during this year became part of a broader story of loyalty, heritage, and pride. The Australian 50 cent coin minted in this year thus carried more than monetary value. It was stamped with historical weight, a keepsake from a milestone of the Queen's reign. The obverse of the coin bears a familiar effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, radiating authority and grace, while the reverse displays Australia's coat of arms with the iconic kangaroo and emu. Yet, what separates the 1977 coin from ordinary circulation pieces is the mysterious copper side variation. While standard issues were struck in copper nickel, certain surviving specimens appear to glow with a copper-like hue, a feature that transforms an everyday coin into a priceless rarity. Whether the effect was born from minting anomalies or environmental conditions, the outcome is the same, an object of extraordinary value. Imagine holding such a coin in your palm. At first, it may look like an ordinary piece of money, but as the light shifts, a warm copper tone gleams across its surface, making it stand out like a hidden jewel among gray metals. That subtle glow is what sets collectors' hearts racing, for they know this is no common coin. It is a key to wealth. In pristine condition, such a piece can command values that sound unbelievable. even stretching into the realm of millions in today's feverish collector market. The rarity of this coin cannot be overstated. Millions of 50-cent coins were struck in 1977, yet very few copper-tone versions survived in good condition. Over time, ordinary coins suffered scratches, dents, or were lost to circulation. But those that retained their sheen, their luster, and their unique appearance became rarer with each passing decade. Today, only a handful may exist in collections or hidden away in private hands. It is this scarcity that transforms them from simple currency into priceless artifacts. For collectors, rarity is not just about numbers. It's about magic. The 1977 copper-tone 50-cent coin is a piece that collectors chase with burning passion. Stories circulate of auctions where bidders drove prices beyond imagination, desperate to secure ownership. The thrill comes not just from the monetary worth, but from the idea of owning something so unique, so tied to history, that it feels like possessing a crown jewel. To hold such a coin is to hold a fragment of both national heritage and personal destiny. What makes this coin even more captivating is its unpredictability. Unlike modern collectibles that are manufactured in limited editions, this coin was born in ordinary circulation. That means its rarity is not engineered but accidental, a twist of fate that gave some coins their copper glow. That twist of fate is what transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. And it is that very unpredictability that fuels legends of ordinary people becoming millionaires overnight. The idea of sudden fortune is what draws dreamers to this coin. Imagine discovering such a piece tucked in an old drawer or handed back as change in a small shop without realizing its true worth. Later, when you learn that the coin in your pocket could fetch millions, your life changes instantly. This is why the 1977 copper-tone 50-cent coin has become more than a collector's item. It has become a symbol of how fortune can appear when you least expect it. The coin's historical significance also adds layers to its value. The Silver Jubilee year gave every item minted in 1977 a celebratory aura. Owning this coin is like owning a physical fragment of that Jubilee celebration, a piece of history that connects you directly to the monarchy and to a time of national pride. The copper tone only enhances that aura, making the coin feel less like money and more like a relic preserved for destiny's chosen few. Collectors and investors alike recognize that such coins will only grow more valuable with time. As years pass, more coins will be lost, damaged, or disappear into private vaults, never to be seen again. Scarcity will tighten its grip, and those who still hold one in good condition will sit atop fortunes greater than most could imagine. That is why experts insist. If you possess this coin, guard it carefully, for it holds the power to change your life forever. And unlike other investments that fluctuate with markets, this coin carries a value that goes beyond economics. It carries the weight of history, the beauty of artistry, and the thrill of mystery. When those three forces converge, the result is an object that transcends ordinary wealth. Its value is not just in dollars, but in dreams, status, and the stories that surround it. Consider also the cultural power this coin holds. For Australians, it is a reminder of heritage, of Queen Elizabeth II's long reign, and of the country's identity during a pivotal moment. For the world, it is a numismatic treasure, a coin that embodies the concept of rarity itself. That cultural resonance ensures its legacy will not fade. Even if markets rise and fall, the myth of the 1977 copper-tone coin will remain unshaken. And so, the legend grows. Each time a new story emerges of someone discovering one, the frenzy spreads. Each time a collector pays an unimaginable sum, the myth deepens. This is why the coin has been called the overnight billionaire's ticket. Because in the right hands, at the right time, it can indeed alter a person's fate in ways beyond imagination. If you're lucky enough to own such a coin, know this. You are holding far more than 50 cents. You are holding a portal to wealth, a bridge to history, and a symbol of destiny. Do not let it slip away cheaply, for once gone, it may never return. Guard it, treasure it, and recognize its worth, because it is not just a coin, it is a fortune in disguise. In the end, the 1977 Australian 50-cent coin, with its copper glow, is more than metal. It is a tale of heritage, rarity, and luck. It represents the truth that even the smallest objects can hold unimaginable power. It is proof that sometimes destiny hides in plain sight, waiting for those who have the eyes to see it. And for those who find it, the coin becomes not just history, but the key to an extraordinary future.